Okay, so today we're gonna finish chapter 6, right? Pretty exciting, right? So you can think about this is the class for June 28. So in this class, we will basically do two different things. We'll talk about a different way of reporting interest rate, and we'll talk about different types of loan. So far, I think we learned two different interest rate. One is called APR. So APR means annual percentage rate. So basically, if you go to the bank, you want to put some money in the saving account, or if you go to the bank, you want to borrow for your auto loan or house loan, they will say a rate, let's say 12%. This is called APR, or annual percentage rate. So basically, APR means by law, they have to quote an annual rate by law. This is called APR. Now, your loan could have monthly payment, quarterly payment, semi-annual payment, annual payment, right? Depending on what kind of loan you're taking. So that in that case, if your loan is monthly payment, APR is not as valuable in that case, because APR is annual percentage rate, but your loan payment is monthly. In that case, you need periodic rate or appropriate interest rate. So periodic rate means depending on the compounding frequency or payment frequency, what is the actual rate or right rate for you? So let's say you are borrowing for a loan and the loan has a monthly payment. That means you have a monthly frequency. The appropriate rate is basically 1%. In that case, you may ask then, what I'm paying? Am I paying 1%? Am I paying 12%? What I'm paying? Effectively, how much I'm paying? Now, when you say effectively how much you're paying, we have to talk about annually. So now we have to answer for this loan. So this loan has 12% APR monthly payment. Effectively, how much we're paying? This is called EAR. EAR means effective annual rate. So by law, there are some wording issues. So if you want to borrow, they will always say 12% APR monthly payment. That's it. They will not say anything else. But it doesn't mean effectively you are paying 12%. Effectively, you could pay 12%. Effectively, you are paying more than 12%. That's what we're going to answer now. So let's say this way. You want to deposit in a bank $1,000. They're going to give you a 12% rate on your deposit. Two different options. They will add the interest monthly, or they will add the interest annually. And we know that in finance industry, simple interest no longer valid. We follow compound interest. In that case, compound interest means we will always earn interest on the earned interest, right? So let's say second option, 12% annual payment. First option, 12% monthly payment. So let's say if they add you 12% annually, so this is today, end of month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, month 12. So end of month 12, if they add interest annually, you should have times 1.12, right? This should be end of 12-month value, because 12% APR and interest will be added annually. What if they say 12% APR interest will be added monthly? If this is the situation, end of each month, they will add 1% interest on your beginning value. So that means this times 1.01, right? And if we drag it, did you see that? You end up with more values if interest is added monthly than annually. Did you notice that, the difference? In that regard, when you are paying, if interest is charged, monthly then annually for the same APR, for a given APR, you will end up paying more because interest is charged monthly. So that's why today we'll try to talk about three different ways of stating interest. One is APR, which is by law, bank has to do that, annual rate. And then bank will add one clause. What is the frequency of compounding, monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually? In that case, you have to find out what is the appropriate periodic rate. And then you have to find out the EAR, okay? So if you know your APR, the easy way, there is a formula, the easy way to calculate EAR is basically this formula. This one. 1 plus APR, which is 12% for our case. M is number of compounding per year. Number of compounding per year. So that means we said monthly, that means 12 number of compounding, and then M12 minus 1. So let's do this problem in our case. So basically the formula is 1 plus, let's see, 1 plus, okay, 1 plus 0.01 to the power 12 Make sense? So what I did, 1 plus APR is 12%, 0.12 divided by 12, which is 0.01. So 1 plus 0.01 to the power 12 minus 1. So 1 plus 0.01 to the power 12 minus 1. So even if banking saying you have 12% APR, monthly compounding, effectively you are paying 12.68%. You will end up with paying more. So be careful. If you're borrowing a loan from today, you should say, hey, you're giving me a 12% APR, but this is not correct. Effectively, I'm paying more because of monthly frequency or monthly compounding. So this is the difference between APR, periodic rate, EAR, okay? So let me know if you have any questions. So what is the definition of EAR? Actual rate effectively you're paying or receiving. What is APR? Annual rate by law, what is quoted. Periodic rate, APR divided by number of periods per year, right? Now let's just go over this slide, very simple examples, very easy. Go over this slide, okay? Now let's do these problems. You earn 1% per month, which is periodic rate on $1 invested today. What is APR? So 1% per month means 1% divided times 12, not divided, times 12. APR. If you know your APR, use the formula 1 plus 0.12 divided by 12 to the power 12 minus 1. You will end up with this formula or this rate. Similarly here, okay? So just go over through these slides. These are very easy, what you talked so far. Now, if you know the ER, but if you don't know the APR, this is the formula, okay? M is number of frequency, 1 plus ER, 1 over M minus 1. This is going to give you APR, okay? So just learn this formula and plug in the values. So go over this formula, problems, you should be good, okay? So these are some easy problems. It's a combination of finding payments and APR, ER. So just go over it. So it's solved here. It's pretty easy. Let me know if you have any questions. So all solved. Now, although it's not a practical assumptions, but it is also argued that money can grow continuously. That means money can grow each seconds. So far we learned monthly, semi-annually, or annually frequency. That means we're talking about money will grow monthly, semi-annually, or annually, right? But money can even grow continuously, which is every second. If this is the true, we have to use this formula. So effective annual rate when money can grow continuously. Now, how can we find this, right? on the calculator, if you look here, this is the thing. So let's change to N method. And now let's solve this problem. What is the effective annual rate of 7% compounded continuously? So if 7% is your APR, what is the effective annual rate, right? So what do you want to do? Let's do 0.07 and then second type this 1.0725. Did you see that? Minus 1. That's it. 7.25% is VAR. I'm repeating it if you missed it. So 0.07, then second E minus 1. Makes sense? So this is what we went over, try to practice by yourself. So now we're going to talk about 3 different types of loan, okay? Pure discount, interest only, amortized. Now in this amortized loan, there are 2 examples we used, but we will follow example 2 today because nowadays industry do not follow this method, okay? Nowadays industry mostly follow this method, okay? That's what we're going to do on the example 2. But you guys can do it, go it over by yourself. It's pretty easy. So let's talk about 3 different type of loans. So let's say we have 3 years, okay? Now it's not month, year. So let's forget about this everything. And let's say we have only up to, or let's say 4, doesn't matter. Okay, forget about everything. Now, when we say loan, we have to think about 2 different terminologies. So when you say loan, we have to understand 2 different terminology. What is the price of the loan? What is the face value of the loan? So face value of the loan is the real value of the loan that's gonna be redeemed or that's gonna be paid by the borrower to lender at expiration. So for this example, we are talking about 4 years of expiration, okay? So face value is the value of the loan or the real value of the loan that's gonna be paid by the borrower to the lender at expiration. Now, price. So price of the loan is basically what is the value of the loan today? What is the value of the loan today? So that is called price. So you can think about price of the loan is the value of the loan that borrower will receive today. So let's say the borrower will receive $100 today. That is the price of the loan. But at expiration, borrower will pay back 110. That is the face value of the loan. Make sense? Price versus face value. Now, 3 different type of loan. Pure discount, interest only, and then amortized. So when you say pure discount of the loan, so that means today the loan will be issued at a discounted price, then the face value. Today the loan will be issued at a discounted price, then the face value. So that in future, the borrower will pay the full face value. But in between, there will be no interest payment. So let's say this way, the face value of the loan is $120, or you can say $100. Face value of the loan is $100. Okay. It's a type of pure discount loan. This loan will be issued at 20% discount. That means the loan will be issued today at $80. So borrower today will receive $80 and the borrower will pay back $100. In between, there is no payment, no payment. And the difference between this 80 to 100 is known as discount, or this is the premium, this is the interest that is paid by borrower to lender for this loan. And this is the profit for the lender by lending the loan, okay? This is called pure discount loan, okay? Today the loan is issued at discount. In future, the loan is paid at the full face value. There is no payment in between. Make sense? Interest only. So let's say the face value of the loan is $100 and the loan is issued at 5% APR. Payment is annual. Payment is annual. So that means today you can see the borrower will receive $100. Let's make the sign. So if the borrower receive is positive, if borrower pay, that's negative, okay? Make the sign. So today the borrower will receive the full price, the full face value. In each period, the borrower will only pay interest, which is 5% times this value, okay? Did you see that? Oh, sorry. So let's do this 0.05 times $5. So each period, 5% on 100, $5. At expiration, the borrower will pay entire face value plus the interest. Did you see the difference? Interest only loan. The bond will be issued today. Bond will be given, or the loan will be given today, full face value. Each period, borrower will pay the interest only, interest payment, which is 5% on the face value. And then at expiration, interest plus the face value. This is called interest only loan. Now you have to be careful. Interest is always calculated on face value, not price, always calculate on face value, not. Make sense? Interest is always calculated on face value, not price. Question so far? We're good so far. We know what is price, what is face value, what is APR, how to charge the interest. Make sense? Amortized loan. So the definition of amortized loan is that the borrower will get full value of the loan today, and let's say issued 5% APR. Okay. Each period, the borrower will pay equal installment or equal amount of money that include both interest and principal. Principal means the face value. That include both interest and principal. So that end of the period, the borrower paid everything. So that means each period we have to make a constant payment. So rate should be 0.05, NPAR should be 4, present value should be 100, future value 0, time 0. Did you see that? So we will make this full payment and loan will be paid back. So the idea is amortized loan. We'll go in detail. So the idea is amortized loan. Each month or each year or each payment date, we make an equal amount of payment that includes both interest and principal. When you say principal, that means the face value of the loan. So that by paying each month of installments, we are amortizing the loan. Question so far? Your discount, interest only, amortized. So this is the 3 different type of loan. Now some examples. Example. If you look at treasury bills issued by US Treasury, those are example of pure discount loan. Interest only. Coupon bonds, which you're going to talk about next chapter. I think I make a mistake here. Coupon bonds or typical bank loan. Sometime interest only. Auto loan, house loan, those are amortized loan. Make sense? So we have talked about few discount, go over this problem, talked about interest only. We talked about amortize. Now let's do this problem so that we are good for today, and then we'll briefly go over homework. So consider a 4-year loan, interest 8%, principal amount is 5,000. Principal amount means the face value, the loan value, okay? So let's make this little. So we're gonna talk about how amortized loan work, okay? How amortized loan work. So basically the information we have, loan value. So loan value, face value, principal value, same thing. 5,000. And then interest is 8%. Nothing said this is the APR, okay? Nothing mentioned this is the APR. APR 8%. 4-year loan. And nothing said we're assuming annual payments, okay? So don't need to bother about like monthly payments or anything. So 4 years. So now make these things up. Okay, so let's make these things up. Okay, so let's do, oops. Got it back. Right. Times New Roman. Makes sense in the middle. So make it a little vague. So let's do this way. Don't talk about wrap. Makes sense. So here means 1, 2, 3, 4. So beginning balance means beginning of year 1, okay? Beginning of year 1. So beginning of year 1 is the loan value to that year 0, 5,000. Payment. Payment is constant amount for payments. So payment should be, rate is 0.08, and per 4, loan value 5,000, future value 0, type 0. Type 0 means ordinary annuity. That's the type 0 thing, okay? So this is my payment, right? Okay. Now, interest paid. So when you calculate interest, we have to be careful. Interest is always paid based on the beginning value, okay? So 8% on the beginning value. This is my beginning value times 8%. This is interest paid, okay? Principal paid. So the thing is that principal means how much the loan value will be dropped. So we are making a payment of 1509.6, right? So we are making a payment of 1509.6. And then from that, we're making an interest payment of $400. So that means we're paying $1,100 to reduce the loan value, because interest for year 1 is only $400, but we're making a payment of $1,500. So 1,100 more is basically going to be used to pay loan value minus 400. Ending balance. So what is the loan ending balance end of year 1? Ending balance is basically beginning minus principal paid. Question so far. We started with $5,000 loan. We have to make equal amount of payment. This is we calculated using the annuity formula, payment formula from financial calculator or Excel, right? Same payment. Interest is a function of beginning balance times appropriate rate. Beginning balance times appropriate rate. So appropriate rate here is 8%. Beginning balance 5,000. Principal is the difference between how much total money we paid, which is this one, interest, which is $1,109. ending balance, as we paid $1,109 to reduce the loan value, 5,000 minus 1,109. That is the ending balance. Year two beginning is basically end of year one. Payment is fixed. Interest now gonna be this beginning, new beginning for year two times 8%. Make sense? Makes sense. Now this is gonna be 1509.6 minus. Did you see that for year two, we are making more payments toward the loan value because we reduce the loan value at year one, right? Did you see that? So oops, sorry. Okay. Now all got adjusted. So if you look carefully, we actually almost paid the loan value, okay? So basically this is because of, let me tell you, it should be correct because of if we use the more fractions, more decimals, let's say we do at least 4, then it should not be any problem anymore. If we do at least 4, let's do at least 4. So principal paid is basically 1509.6040 minus this one. Did you see that? 0. So end of year 4, what you're doing? You're completely paying off the loan. So amortized loan, each frequency you are making some constant payment, and this constant payment includes both interest and principal. In a way, end of the loan year, loan term, you have no more loan left. So this is amortized loan. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Now, differentiate APR versus EAR. We know this, right? APR is the annual rate quoted by the bank because of the law. You don't need to say law. You can say APR means the annual rate quoted by financial institutions. EAR means effectively how much we pay for any loan, okay? Annually. 2 different types of loan: pure discount, interest only, amortized. Define annuity, and it's 2 types. So we know what is annuity: finite series of cash flows at equal intervals. 2 types: ordinary versus due. When the first payment or first cash flow occurs end of the period, it's an ordinary. When the first cash flow occurs beginning of the period, it's a due. Perpetuity, infinite series of equal amount of cash flows. We did it today. If you go to the slide, if you go to the slide, we did it here. This one, okay, this one. We did it today. How much is the monthly payment? When you say monthly payment, we are talking about total monthly payment, okay? So we did it today. So that's it. So that's for all. We're done in chapter 6. See you on the next class with chapter 7. Bye.